What if you could get a tablet computer for the price of a smartphone that worked at 4G cellular speeds and did some things the iPad doesn't do? You'd jump at the chance, right? Well, maybe not. This is Walt Mossberg, personal technology columnist for the Wall Street Journal, and this week I reviewed just such a tablet. It's the new Dell Streak 7 being offered by both Dell and T-Mobile, the phone carrier. Now it costs $199.99 with a 2-year T-Mobile contract, and that's the lowest price I've seen for a tablet from a major manufacturer. It does have only a 7-inch screen, which is less than half the actual size of the screen of the 10-inch iPad. But even for a 7-inch tablet, that's a low price. It also works on T-Mobile's souped-up phone network, which runs at 4G type speeds. And in my tests, it did in fact run quite speedily over that network. And it has some things and does some things the iPad doesn't do. It has cameras, which the current iPad doesn't have. It runs flash videos, which the iPad doesn't do. So why do I hesitate about saying you should jump at the chance to buy this? Well, unfortunately, the compromises Dell had to make to get this tablet down to that price, in my opinion, are too much and degrade the performance of the tablet too much. And I'll just touch on 3 areas quickly. The first is battery life. In my tests, watching videos back-to-back, movies back-to-back on it, it conked out at 2 hours and 10 minutes. That's about 19 minutes into the second movie I was watching. By contrast, when I tested the iPad when it came out last year, it was able to watch movies and TV shows back-to-back for 11 and a half hours. And a similar 7-inch tablet, the Samsung Galaxy Tab, which, like the Dell, runs the Google Android operating system, got over 6 hours of back-to-back video play with its battery. So battery life on this new Dell is pretty bad. Secondly is the screen. This has a lower screen resolution than even the iPhone and much lower than the iPad or the Galaxy Tab. And that meant that some small text was fuzzy. It also has does a worse job at presenting video and photos than the competing tablets. And if you look at it at an angle, the picture either becomes invisible or looks like kind of a ghostly image. A third has to do with the software. It uses an old version of Android that wasn't meant for tablets. In fact, the first version of Android meant for tablets is due out in less than a month, but this doesn't use it. And Dell can't guarantee that it will be able to be upgraded to that new Android version called Honeycomb, even though the hardware has been built to allow for such an upgrade. So all in all, my conclusion is that even though the Dell Streak 7 is inexpensive and runs pretty fast on cellular networks, it's probably not worth the trade-offs Dell had to make to achieve those things. This is Walt Mossberg, and I'll see you next week.